That's us. Because not only would that glory be passed on to them, but that glory would be passed on to us. Turn to the person next to you. Look him in the eye. Say, neighbor, when you got saved, if you're saved, Jesus gave you the glory that the Father gave him. So we got to take a look at this thing. We got to take a look at this thing. Because under the Old Testament, the glory is quite obvious. It's the presence of God. It is the presence of God. It is a revealed, a manifested presence of God. And when the presence of God was around, things happened. In fact, the presence of God was so present in Peter's life that people got healed in his shadow. So even when glory casts a shadow, the power is still there. Am I talking to any believers in here tonight? Get a new neighbor. Get a new neighbor. I'm preaching it, brother. And if I get real happy and I preach myself into apoplexy, I might go into a tune. And you know what a tune is, right? Say yes, somebody. But you don't have an organ. You're going to throw your... Get that other neighbor. Say, neighbor. When you got saved, if you're saved, Jesus gave you the glory, the same glory that the Father gave him. But you see, got to understand, remember, he had to reveal that glory. So glory could be present in a life and hidden. Gave him his glory. And to sum up this experience here of the transformation of water into wine, it said that this Jesus did, revealing his glory. And in John chapter 1, it says, in the beginning was the Word was with God, and the Word was God. All things were made by him. Without him was not anything made that was made. In him was life, and the life was the light of men. And then it says that the Word became flesh, incarnated. And we beheld his what? Glory. The glory is the only begotten of the Father, full of grace and truth. So now we're seeing glory associated to a miracle, glory associated to the presence of God. Okay? And this was the first miracle that he did. And here's the value. Please understand the value of this because look, there were weddings going on in Israel all the time. What was significant here in terms of the revelation of his glory, the revealing of his glory, is because of what he did. What did he do at this particular wedding feast? It was not just turning water into wine. The kind of water was important. Because the water that he used was water that was put into dirty water pots that people use for purification, which simply means they wash their hands in it. So it was nasty. It was dirty. Got it? And he transformed it into wine. Don't get lost on the wine. All right? And then he sends it by way of those same servants back into the feast.